You're sitting right there. Same couch, same person, same room. But something feels off. She's on her phone again, laughs at something, doesn't show you. And for a split second, your chest tightens in a way you can't explain. Why didn't she tell me? Who is she talking to? Am I overthinking this or seeing something real? Why does it feel like I'm already losing her? And here's the truth no one tells you. Cheating doesn't start with a third person. It starts with emotional distance that no one addresses. You're not crazy for feeling this. You're not insecure for noticing patterns. Every man who's ever been blindsided saw something before it happened. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what those signs look like. Not the obvious ones, the real ones. The subtle shifts that happen beneath the surface before anything actually breaks. Let's get into it. Most people think cheating is about attraction. They think it's about someone better showing up at the wrong time. But the real truth is, it's about emotional disconnection that goes unspoken for too long. Because your partner's nervous system feels distance long before their mind justifies it. When safety leaves a relationship, love doesn't disappear. It goes quiet. It goes underground. It looks for somewhere else to feel alive again. And here's what nobody explains. A woman doesn't just wake up one day and decide to cheat. She slowly becomes emotionally available somewhere else, while still physically present with you. That's the shift. That's what you need to see. So let's break it down. She stops sharing the small things. This one looks harmless, but it's where everything starts. Most couples think disconnection shows up in big arguments or obvious fights. But the real damage happens in the small, everyday moments that quietly disappear. Because when she used to tell you random things, her day, her thoughts, something funny she saw, that wasn't just conversation, that was connection. And when that stops, it means something deeper has shifted. Her nervous system no longer feels the same pull to turn toward you. Before, it sounded like, "You won't believe what happened today." Now it sounds like, "Nothing much." And what she's not saying is, "I don't feel the same closeness anymore." Most couples ignore this. They think it's normal, life getting busy. But it's not about time. It's about emotional investment slowly being redirected. And when you notice this early, you still have a chance to meet her there again. Because when the small sharing comes back, connection comes back with it. She becomes emotionally guarded. Here's the part no one talks about. She doesn't pull away loudly. She pulls away quietly. Most people think distance looks like coldness or anger, but often it looks like politeness, like surface-level peace. Because deep down, she's protecting something. Her thoughts, her feelings, maybe even a new emotional attachment forming. Before, she would open up easily. Now, you feel like you're talking to a version of her, not the real one. You ask, "What's wrong?" She says, "I'm fine." But what her mind is saying is, "I don't feel safe enough to go there with you anymore." And this is where it gets dangerous, because emotional walls don't just block pain, they block intimacy too. Not louder conversations, not more questioning, not forcing her to open up, but becoming someone she feels safe opening up to again. That's what changes everything. Because when she feels safe again, the walls don't need to exist. Her attention shifts away from you. And this is the one most couples never catch in time. It's not just that she's busy, it's that her attention feels elsewhere. Most people in relationships assume attention is constant, but attention is actually a reflection of emotional connection. Where she feels seen, heard, and understood, that's where her energy goes. Before, she noticed you, the little things, your mood, your presence. Now, you feel invisible sometimes. You say something, she barely reacts. And internally, something in you says, "She's here, but she's not really here." That feeling matters. Because attention drifting isn't random. It's emotional energy being invested somewhere else, even if it hasn't become physical yet. And when attention comes back, connection follows naturally, because presence is where intimacy lives. She becomes unusually defensive. This is where it gets really interesting. Most couples think defensiveness means guilt, but it's actually more complicated than that. Because when someone feels internally conflicted, their nervous system goes into protection mode. So even simple questions feel like threats. You ask, "Who are you texting?" She snaps, "Why are you always checking on me?" And suddenly, You're the problem. But beneath the surface, what's happening is this. Her internal world is shifting, and she doesn't want to face it yet. So instead of processing it, she deflects it. Her mind is saying, if I admit something feels off, I have to deal with it. So she avoids. She defends. She pushes back. And here's what changes everything. It's not about accusing her harder. It's about understanding that defensiveness is often a signal, not a solution. Because when the environment feels safe again, the need to defend slowly fades. She invests more energy into her appearance and independence suddenly. Now listen carefully. This one gets misunderstood a lot. It's not about her improving herself. Growth is healthy, but most people miss the timing and the intention behind it. Because when this shift is sudden and disconnected from the relationship, it often signals something deeper. She starts putting in more effort, more attention to how she looks, more independence, more distance. But not with you. Before, that energy came into the relationship. Now, it feels like it's going somewhere else. And her internal voice might sound like, I want to feel desired again. I want to feel alive again. And instead of rebuilding that with you, she starts finding it outside. Not necessarily with a person yet, but emotionally, the door is opening. Most couples ignore this. They either become controlling or completely passive. But neither works. Because this isn't about stopping her. It's about rebuilding what made her feel connected to you in the first place. And when that happens, she doesn't need to look elsewhere for that feeling. So here's the truth. This isn't a checklist. It's a pattern. You're not looking for proof. You're noticing shifts. And here's what changes everything. Not panic, not control, not confrontation driven by fear, but awareness. Because when you see what's really happening beneath the surface, you stop reacting blindly. You start responding with clarity. This isn't about catching her. It's about understanding the space between you before it breaks completely. And when you internalize this, you become someone who sees connection before it disappears, who rebuilds safety before distance turns into something irreversible. That's the shift. Because at the end of the day, cheating isn't the first step. It's the final symptom of a connection that was slowly lost, one moment at a time.